Live.
Yay.
Okay, hang on a second. All right, apparently we're live. Let me just wait until it goes live. There it is. Pause. So it just doesn't. Pause. Okay. So, hey guys, welcome to a special Thursday night event. I don't usually do Thursday night live streams, but we wanted to sort of commune again and talk about the event that Tammy and I did, which Dean McCrae, our husband, very graciously, it gave us the opportunity to do with him and his restaurant. Say hello, guys.
Hey.
Good evening.
Evening.
Notice both my wives wearing matching tops. You see,
I know, what the hell? It's
getting a bit weird. Getting a bit weird.
Hey,
I don't have a white stripy T-shirt, so I
yeah,
can't.
why not?
I'm not that cool.
Tammy, do me a favor and leave the room that you're in and run to the room that Dean is in.
Oh, yeah.
Just kidding.
Only if you leave the room you're in and come to the same room I'm in as well.
Oh my God,
I don't even know why we have 3 cameras going. We could all just sit here and fuck my laptop and it'd be fine. It's all illusion. All illusion.
Yeah. We're all actually in the same house right now. Separate rooms. I'm upstairs, they're downstairs in separate rooms. No, I'm kidding.
That's so funny. Yes.
Okay, so recently, for those who don't know, I met Tammy and I met Dean physically face to face at the Freedom conference.
That's right.
And it's there that we all developed like a nice friendship. And then I went out to hang out with Tammy very recently, and Tammy and I sort of are helping each other out. Yes.
Wow. That's funny.
We're helping each other out with our respective YouTube channels. Yours is coming soon.
Yes.
And Dean has a propensity to just be very helpful and help.
Oh, and so kind.
Very kind.
You're going to ruin my reputation. Do you know how hard that is?
Hello.
Power of the pussy.
Goodness.
And
right.
Just before we
as it all unfolded.
Actually, I'd like to hear your version of events. So tell us how it happened, Dean, because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
The wrong thing? There's no wrong thing. There's only truth in these things, and that is, you know.
I have to say it the right way, or people. No, I'm kidding.
If I spent all my time worrying about what people come out with, I'd never leave the house.
Same.
But we did. Dia and myself have been friends for a little while, and then we sort of met a second time at Friedman, and then we met Miss Tammy, and that was cool. She sort of fit into our little group, which is
our little threesome now.
I know. I'm the coolest guy on the planet. I've got the hottest little threesome in Australia happening. So, I hope none of your boyfriends get jealous, but you know I'm #1 husband. Let's not forget that.
You are.
The girls both obviously have their political differences and their ideologies, and decided they wanted to do an event and asked if they could host it with one of the little venues I'm involved in, which I agreed quite happily. They were kind enough.
Mittagong was so close to Canberra. Yeah,
it all kind of just worked out well. The girls are kind enough to ask me to moderate, provide a well, let's be fair. If you're going to have a thing called femininity against feminism, you need a responsible male to control the pair of you. Obviously.
I thought of the event topic. That was me. Thank you.
Hang on. I just heard snowflakes' heads explode all over the country for saying that. It's amazing how little sense of humour some people have.
Oh my gosh.
And obviously. So we you know, you guys sort of put together your topics and your ideas, and we put together a happy little event. It went quite well. Very modest little location. We had a fun evening.
It was a beautiful location.
That restaurant is beautiful. The food is incredible, and I love the fact. My favorite fact is that it's run by a Nazi. I love it.
Nobody's going to get that joke.
She's joking.
Okay, so
I would be the shittest. I'd be the shittest Nazi ever. I really would be. Let's be fair.
you're too ethnically ambiguous.
Ethnically ambiguous, libertarian in nature. I'd be a really shit Nazi.
Tammy would make a good one. She's Aryan, blonde hair, white. Not a requirement, but surely.
I love Jews.
I mean,
love Jews.
to tackle it in a serious way, though, I've never heard such a bullshit term thrown around so often about something that's completely
Irrelevant.
Not what it was. Well, it's not relevant at all. It's not. I disagree with you. Henceforth, you are a. It's like fuck, sort you like that, guys. I'm sure we can do better insults than that. At least some that are relevant. I mean, Mr. Potato Head, I could live with that when that was thrown around.
Nazis are lefties anyway. Like I don't get it.
But the left today claims that if you are a Nazi, you are technically far right.
I know.
If you are far right,
oh, you're a Nazi. It's always the default. Yeah.
And
socialism. What is National Socialism? Is that far right or is that far left?
I don't know. I'm far libertarian. I'm fuck off and mind your business is kind of how I roll.
Same.
Like if I'm not hurting you, don't hurt me. If the people who took issue with the event, the bit I find, and any of the threads that carried on, I invited them all. Come and debate the ladies. None of them. We're not sitting here going, oh, we'll rally against anything. It was a case of, well, come along and talk to them. But funnily enough, none of those people showed up.
Well, one of the main things that I noticed was that a lot of these sort of haters were arguing that we were against women. So they were saying that we were anti-women, that we had no understanding of how.
Because you said we hate feminists.
Well, technically, I kind of do.
Yeah, but sorry. For those who don't know what we're
Continue.
talking about, just wait. I'll let you continue your point. For those who don't know what we're talking about, there is a restaurant that our event was held at. It's called the Fire Drum Restaurant, and then obviously most businesses today have a Facebook page where you can that promotes the restaurant or the venue. In this case, the Fire Drum Restaurant did promote our event, and so what Tammy's talking about is the amount of hate the restaurant itself got, not,
Yes.
So go ahead. Yep.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. So the reaction was that we were seeing on the comments online. I scanned over it a few times, and it was some of the main arguments I was seeing was that we are anti-women, that etc. And it couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah, well, because two women are sitting together, being friends on different sides of not completely different sides, but different political opinions, getting along really well, but we're anti-women.
Oh, exactly. What do you think of that, Dean? How did you sort of react to those ideas that they had, those haters, the basics?
Oh, look, I actually feel like cutting Auntie for a check. I don't think I've ever had that much promotion for a venue in my life.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Auntie.
Really busy.
Yeah, it's been a little bit mental, but look, there's pros and cons to it. You got to take these things with a grain of salt. And the Falau stuff at the moment's a perfect example of if you take the risk. If you take the risk of speaking above the parapet, there's a chance you're going to get your head shot off.
Yeah.
I'm principle driven, so to be perfectly honest, if I get my head shot off, I get my head shot off for a good cause. So be it. But my understanding of you two girls and what you both wanted to articulate. I mean, look, the title of the event was a bit, it was designed to cause a stir, and clearly it has done that.
And
yeah, of course. Look,
came out.
But and I think if Tammy goes, I hate feminism, I'm pretty sure she probably means the third and fourth wave of these absolute banshing lunatics that.
Yeah, but they don't know how to do
hate or man. Yeah, but
yeah.
That's right. And I actually made a little video on my Freedomschef page the other day about some of the comments Tammy received. I haven't done one for you yet.
Very sweet. You're a hero.
But the hypocrisy is phenomenal. And it's not about being a hero. It's about watching people and how they behave
towards women from the right.
Towards women with different perspectives or who don't toe certain lines. Yes, I've seen both of you declared strippers. You've been declared hookers. You've been called porn stars.
Waitresses.
one had the audacity to say, "And what education do these women have to even be discussing this topic?"
I know,
I am academic.
But that came across to me that unless you're a university graduate with some sort of PhD and doctorate, as a woman, you're not allowed to have an opinion, which is asked about based on the whole feminism thing anyway. So the hypocrisy is off the charts.
Yeah, what do they have? What do they have? Honestly.
Yeah, that's an interesting argument. Yeah, what about your PhD?
Yeah.
your master's or whatever.
It's a bad argument. It doesn't work because a lot of what we learn today can be self-taught.
Exactly. Most of the right is self-taught anyway. They're small business owners or they're not necessarily academics.
Exactly.
But the worst part was the screaming hypocrisy. We're feminists. These girls are saying anti-feminists. But these bimbos don't have enough education to talk about anything. They'll shut up and sit there and do as they're told, which is just you're fucking mad or what? That makes no sense to anybody with half a brain.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Oh, I just couldn't be bothered responding to them. I just can't.
I responded to only one.
Yeah.
I go through phases. Where I see value in responding, obviously, because
you're good at responding. It's coming from you.
Some of it's just outrageous, but I probably that makes me some sort of a misogynist because I'm arguing with women about the fact that whatever I couldn't care less really. It does my head in, but because and probably because it all happened on the fire drum page as well, because that's what they do. They attack businesses and they carry on like absolute monkeys. But,
I hope you got the good reviews from us. We had such a good time.
Oh, look, that's fantastic. And actually, the Facebook page's likes have gone up. All that shit.
Oh,
you know. But the challenging part for people, and online is a bubble. Facebook is a bubble. It's a very narrow window of how the world works. And for some reason, these fucking lunatics seem to think they can just, they're awfully tough. There was threats against you guys for doing your event. One of my staff received a threat that apparently somebody was going to come burn her bra and throw it at you.
What? They're so loving. They're so kind.
Oh, fuck. Look, dumbasses, like.
That's so inappropriate. Like, we would never do that. We would never do that to leftists.
Well, I called it out regarding the Falau thing, regarding the hate speech bullshit, right? Hate speech needs to have a call to action. I don't like certain football teams. I don't like a glass of wine. It's hate speech, bullshit. If I go, that wine's so shit, that winery should be shut down or attacked or murdered. Yeah. That's sort of when you're hitting the realm of hate speech viably, because there's an element of a call to action and attack, go and do. I mean, let's be fair. All these lunatics that we're going to come and do all their bullshit, we're gonna come and harass you. We're gonna come and they didn't show up. Look, I mean, I pre-notified the police as a respectful thing.
Exactly,
But,
and it's the cancel culture that I talked about in my speech. They
cancel
people based on that, and I think. Dara and I can probably attest to the sentiment of the left. They try really, really hard to cancel people, particularly women as well.
Conservative women.
I, for example, I mean, we're not third or fourth wave feminists, but if you go to an event and say a conservative man does the wrong thing, but if a conservative woman is there in his presence or whatever, the left will attack the woman first. It's just an easier target for them. The hypocrisy is just incredible. So
how dare you women have opinions that differ? You're outrageous.
Only because we wanted to talk about our opinion on why femininity, in our view, is under attack by feminism, because feminism, the third and fourth wave, is so sort of masculine and, doesn't give women the choice anymore. Yeah. And rather than women give us that dialogue back, it ends up being a monologue, and all they're writing is, fuck you guys, we're gonna burn down this, and you girls don't have any education, and don't you realize that the only reason you have an opinion now is because of what women did in the past? Okay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about feminism right now at this stage.
Yes.
And why are you so angry? We're not angry. It's
and for the people who violently opposed your thought process, not one of them showed up. So, and if you go through all the threads every time they'd carry on, I said, feel free to come down. There's no charge. It's not going to. You're not going to be billed at the door to come in and have an argument with somebody. But as long as you come down respectfully and have a discussion, you'd be welcome. Unfortunately, they're not real keen to do that sort of thing.
No, they said because you quote unquote hosted the event, they were essentially cancelling you. That's what they were doing. So they were saying, we won't attend your venue. We'll tell everyone we know not to attend your venue. No woman should attend your venue. But they hadn't actually read into anything about what we said. And I mean, I've put out my statements publicly since about my opinions on egalitarianism, feminism. I doubt that any of them have actually read it.
I don't think people know what egalitarian means. They probably don't even.
I can guarantee you they haven't.
They wouldn't know what egalitarian.
By the way, guys, it's EGAL. No.
I mean, look, that's the disappointing part is you can craft reasonably intelligent responses and they're not interested. So you sort of they're stuck in their little bubble and it's their little safety net. And Daisy Cousins at Friedman 2016, I think she did a fantastic speech on being a feminist apostate. And, you know, Daisy's another one. Huh?
Good on her.
Yeah, Daisy's great. Look, I've got a lot of time for Daisy and all you girls that sort of are actually true free thinkers versus those that think they're free thinkers by doing exactly the same as every other screaming, banshee, bra burning lunatic. I mean, the bottom line is there's not one law that applies to men that discriminates against women. Not one. None that I can think of anyway. Have you got any?
Well, why aren't women allowed to put their sperm in sperm banks? That's pretty unfair.
I mean, is that a law? You know what I mean? Like, God only knows. You know, and the other argument for that whole shooting match is, you know, like when this event happened and nobody wanted to debate it, you sort of go blah 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 blah, and then the gender pay gap gets thrown at me all the time. It gets thrown at you. You know, like I've just decided I'm never hiring a man again. Fuck it. Women are cheaper.
Women are cheaper.
Save 17% a throw. Fuck it. Why would anybody hire a man?
But you have to weigh it up because you'll get a lot more car accidents.
Oh.
I hope I don't cop a mouthful for that one. That was a good joke. Come on.
That was all right. You know, that's good.
But there are, and we brought this up on the night, there are instances where men are discriminated against under our legal system. Maybe not set in stone in our laws, but if you look at the family court, for example, how often does it favour the woman in family legal disputes, etc. So I think there's many cases where men are actually get the rough end of the stick. But that we'd never acknowledge that, would we?
No, and there's more than that. You said something else on the day. There was custody, but there was another one that you stated that men also get the rough end of the stick, and I forgot what it was, but it was a very valid.
I've absolutely forgotten it.
Well, I think the one that stuck out to me was your point about
suicide.
I can't remember the website. Well, one in I think it's.
Yes, yeah, it was. I think. Action for Women, I think, or along those lines.
The Action for Women website, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And the top line was how many women have been murdered this year. Which
20.
I don't give a shit if it's one woman that's been murdered this year. That's one too many. That's not even an if but or maybe. That's one too many.
You're surprised to hear that when you hear that amount. We're a small population, so.
Yeah, but men are easier to go for. Like,
well, I think it was 29 women have been murdered since the start of the year. You said, Tammy.
Yes, and it was.
And then it was 89 men in the same period of time.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, there are women who are dickheads, and there are men who are dickheads. There's that's just a fact. And for some reason, if you have a vagina, you're supposed to be in this little box, and you're supposed to be X amount of victim, and you're supposed to be this amount of empowered yet victimed all the time. And men, just fucking evil, all of us. Put us all in the box. We're all bad. We're all evil, and we're all here to do you women harm. Yes, oh yes, you too. You got
you're the aggressor. Yeah.
Was that right?
Sorry. I'm going too far with my jokes. I'm going too far.
I tell you. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Look, too far. Who gives a shit? Look, we're non-PC people.
No.
But the reality of it is, you know, it shouldn't. You should be allowed to have a joke about it and not feel like, fuck, hang on, I better apologise because some arsehole's going to cut and paste this in a minute. And you know, that's what will happen.
And the thing that would really upset them, that is an opinion of mine, and I think is something that is an example of how men are discriminated against, is the abortion debate.
Yes.
We always talk. Yeah, that was it. We always talk about women, their choice, my body, my choice, my destiny. I can choose. But what about fathers?
Yeah.
They don't have a choice. They don't have a say.
Well, not only do they don't have a say in the termination or non-termination, but they certainly don't have a say in paying the fucking bill if they get one at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you know, look, and it's a shit area, as you said about the family court.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a case in America where a teacher, a female teacher, got impregnated by an underage boy. So it was technically, I think it was statutory rape was the case.
It would be.
I'll find the article later. So she was charged with statutory rape. She was pregnant to an underage boy. Do you think for 1 minute, though, that he got out of child support?
No.
No, you're kidding.
So she was charged with rape. This 12-year-old, I think he was 12. It was whatever. It was young. He was a baby.
Mary Kay Letourneau?
Mary Kay
Letourneau and her Samoan lover, the 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, right.
Is that who?
I don't know if that was her. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. And let me just tell you for a fact, most young boys would all of us had a teacher that we all were really hoping would take advantage of us. Every single one of us had a teacher going, God, I wish he would. Oh yeah. That's why we went to school. That's every young boy has that fantasy at some stage. That's just the reality and a fact.
Oh my God. Did you like teachers, dear?
What's that?
Teachers?
Yes.
I didn't actually. No.
You didn't have a crush on any of your teachers?
No.
I always had crushes on my teachers. I was obsessed.
Yeah, but you're like a porn star.
Well, that was the other bit that came out today about the event. Is apparently the talk around the area is that it was a topless event.
Yeah, our boobs.
Yeah. That's so because of me, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not
well, let's be fair. This is going to offend the feminists, but you do have massive boobs, son. You know, goodness me. But yeah, so the talk that was what came out today. Was apparently it was a topless event. And how dare I be willing to allow that to occur in my venue? What?
That would have been so fun.
Oh, look,
I wish you'd gotten your boobs out. Then I could have taken and been like, well, that's what a real woman's boob's supposed to look like. I need to see.
To be fair, if you were to do a topless event, then you just put the hat around for charity and you'd raise a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
You know, like, how much money would you raise for charity by getting those things out? Bloody phenomenal.
What I found funny was that on my Facebook page where the video went up, one woman specifically specified Tammy because Tammy's blonde. I suppose that technically makes her stupid, which is
the old blonde. Yeah.
And she's like, oh,
that's original.
What is the education? And I was in the middle of this beautiful response until when my phone internet died. And I was saying, remember? I was like, actually,
when you were replying to someone, I remember that.
Tammy has a PhD, and I'm studying as well, a political science course, and I'm hoping to pursue that further. And we couldn't. Yeah, it was really frustrating. But
I walked past the university once. Does that count?
Yes, it does. Which university was it? Maybe you have a doctorate now.
A doctorate in listening to absolute bullshit people come out with.
And or they love to say the plastic surgery thing and the makeup and the red lipstick and the this and the that and the, like they love to say it all.
Guys, this, as much as it kills everyone to know, is all natural.
Yes, that's what I say too.
On the other hand, I've had a lot of work done. That's why I'm so pretty.
How much does it cost to do that way?
It's only had his lips done.
He's only had his lips done.
A bit of Botox.
I want to get my lips done. I want them to be like.
Same. I want my lips like that.
I want them like this.
Well, I don't know. Is that a pro-feminist thing or is that an anti-feminist thing?
Probably an anti-feminist thing.
My view would be do whatever the hell you want.
It's very anti the feminist movement to want to be pretty. Like it's feminist to want to, like, it's feminist to want to like shave your head and like dye your armpit hair and walk around the streets with white shorts while you're bleeding.
I know.
From it.
It's called free bleeding.
Did you see the knitting?
Oh, disgusting! Yeah, disgusting. Tell Dean. I bet he doesn't know what we're talking about.
What did you do?
Make him blush. Basically, this
woman
had like the balls of like wool.
Yarn.
Yarn. That's what it's called. She had a yarn in there, and she was like pulling it out. Yes, during her
time of the month.
Yes, Auntie Flo was there, and
that sounds very romantic. Auntie Flo, that's fantastic.
Auntie Flo had come to town.
I used to work for a guy who used to call it the captain every time his girlfriend was there. The captain's here.
Oh my God.
The captain's here. And he'd come into work, and anytime his girlfriend was unhappy, I'd go, "What's wrong, mate? The captain's here. Just leave her alone. Don't talk to her." Oh, right,
I just say, I'm like, here comes the red wedding.
Mm.
Ever since Game of Thrones, like, oh, the red wedding's here.
I love it. We should talk about that. I said menstrual art, and I think I scared a few of the men in the audience.
Although that's fucking should scare everybody, really. Like, there was that poor lunatic who decided she was going to paint herself in menstrual blood. I'm sorry, I don't fucking care how feminist you are. That's one, it's dumb, and two, it's not artistic at all. Bugger off. That's just wrong.
Bugger off.
It is wrong. It's disgusting, and that's exactly why Tammy and I exist, and why we are this movement, and why we are female alt media.
Female alt media.
That's us.
It was so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know Tammy's mainstream media. She did ABC Radio the other day, remember?
I know. Okay. Can I just say that you called me, because you don't have Tammy's number, you probably should. You called me, you're kind of a husband, are you? But you called me asking me to do the interview, and I graciously gave it to Tammy because I knew she had media training and that she should do the interview. So guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, ABC Illawarra
contacted Dean
about the event. So we got basically free mainstream publicity, and I was contacted by who was it? What's his name? Something Berg. Something Berg. Berg. Reinberg.
No, it wasn't Berg. No.
Anyway,
what's his name? Nick Reinberg, I think it is. Reinberg at Hamburger.
Yeah, so I was contacted by him. I gave him Tammy's number, and then Tammy got on the morning show, on the morning radio show that Friday morning before our event that Friday night. So I've put it. Tammy has it, and she'll put it up on her, I think, YouTube and Facebook pages eventually.
Yes,
and I
took my time.
So, guys, she totally destroys this guy. This guy is trying to say to Tammy, "What's wrong? Well, I don't feel oppressed, and I'm a man." And Tammy's basically like, "Well, that's you. Like, you are not every male." Like, it's so good. Tammy, why haven't you put it up yet?
And it was a perfect example too, because he just, I'm not oppressed. Well, you know what? Neither am I. I'm not an oppressed, sensitive, new age guy. I don't feel blah, 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 blah. But you know what? I'm more than happy to say some men get their asses kicked in life,
Yes.
as do some women. And Tammy did a really good job with a hostile interviewer, because he was hostile.
Yeah.
The first question was, "You're not going to believe this," and he played the little snippet in your video that you two did, talking about, "I hate feminists and I love men," because of course.
Clearly trolling. Yeah.
It was
Funny.
it was done in humour, and of course that's the bit they play. Like, you know, let's be fair. Donald Trump came out this week saying that he might be president. He might just stay president forever, and all these poor lunatics' heads are spinning off their neck. There is no mechanism. There's no mechanism in law that allows him to do that. But the fact he said it sent that these poor lunatics off in the trees, their heads are spinning off their neck, they're crying, they're upset. Trump's just going to stay forever. And it's like, are you people that devoid of a sense of humour and that sensitive to all this bullshit that you can't realise that legally he couldn't do it technically anyway? It probably would be pretty funny, but I reckon after 8 years even I'd be sick of Trump, and I do like the guy. And it was the same sort of shit. They just went to you and they went, "Oh, this is what she has said. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, this is all bullshit. You've hurt my feelings. Women are upset." And
he said, "Is there such?" Well, he didn't actually ask me. He said it perhaps is a representation of toxic femininity, which I thought was
So stupid.
Started out
A girl wearing a dress with flowers.
Yes, and what in terms of action in my history, in my professional career, my academic career, in what way have I ever been toxic? Have I broken a law? Have I been aggressively nasty the way that the left has been towards me? No. So he had no basis for his commentary.
But they don't need a basis. You're a blonde with boobs, you see.
Yes.
Simple as that. And you said, "I hate feminists and I love men." So you've just bombs going off.
Like a porn star and you're a former Liberal staffer. You know, you've got every single thing. Yeah, you've got, like, you're a recipe to be hated just the same as I am. I am Latina, Christian, but I'm on the side of the right wing national type. You know, like, oh, we're bad, we're evil. It's ridiculous. And Dean, you're just a white, straight, cisgendered male. You're like, you deserve death.
Right. Anyone who's good enough can come and bring it on, whatever. I'm tired of worrying about it. If you're going to do it quickly and efficiently, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm over the bullshit.
Well, according to you, Dean, what is your judgment on what both? Okay, so first we had my speech, and then we had Tammy spoke second. Eventually, guys, yes, I know I keep getting private messages. The videos will come up. We're just waiting on a freaking copy of it. This is why I wish Scott had come. I can see you, Scott, in the chat. We would have loved to have had you. You're awesome. You're our number one. But anyway, we had number 12. But anyway, no, only kidding.
Oh, thanks. What am I? I'm getting up, I promise.
No. You
what's in that glass, Tammy? It better be booze.
Tammy missed me. I thought I was attacking her, but I wasn't. No, that was not against you. But basically, what did you think of? And guys, I have a vlog coming out of my time in Canberra with Tammy. So there's sort of a precursor, and then we also have the radio interview prior to the thing. But what did you think of our speeches, like overall, Dean? Like let the chat know, let the audience know. Tammy and I want to know. Tell me what you think. What you think? What did you think?
You were both shit. Women should never have opinions. You should be washing my dishes and bringing me food.
All right. What do you want? I'll make
how long before that goes viral?
I don't know.
I'll cut that out and I'll send that out. Look what he just said. There's no sense of humor there.
It was the other way around. We gave all the opinion. We spoke to you guys, and then you guys gave us food. It was the other way around.
Don't tell anyone. I keep saying it. I'm a sexist feminist.
He is. He's a sexist feminist. He's the best. He's the best of both worlds.
You know, I look at women who.
Tammy doesn't know you well enough yet. You're only husband. You're our husband, but I'm wife number 1. She's number 2. So at the moment, fighting for position, and so she's just realizing that you are a sexist feminist.
Oh, and let me tell you, the applications are coming in thick and fast to crawl up that ladder. It's ridiculous.
And last night he said that Jacinta Price was his third wife.
Ooh.
Oh, speaking of which, there last night with Jacinta Price, who anyone who's watching that doesn't know Jacinta Price, a phenomenal Australian Aboriginal woman. I put Australian first because I'm sure she would prefer to be considered an Australian leader as opposed to an Indigenous one. I've met her a couple of times, and each time I'm just in awe of her complete denial of victimhood, or denial is probably not the word, rejection of victimhood, and her empowerment, her intelligence. She's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I met her.
I was thrilled that you got her on your channel. I thought it was spot on, and the interview went really well.
It did. She's lovely.
She's a dynamo. She's actually what the Indigenous community needs. And as you know, there I've got an Aboriginal dad.
Yes, I do.
I've got a second dad who's Aboriginal and love him to bits. But
he didn't like me too much.
Hey?
He didn't like my commentary too much.
For those of you who don't know, he's not really a religious man, obviously, and he was in the hospital when Dia met him, and Dia decided to, what did you say, something about praying?
I always turn to Christ.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And be like, fuck off.
Fuck off was probably what he was thinking, but he's a polite sort of a fella, so he didn't come out with it. But it was all right anyway.
It was all right.
All right, yeah. All right.
That's how Dean talks. That's a Deanism.
That's a Deanism.
I'm going to get a whole series of T-shirts made up. We're going to flog them online. It'll be all right.
Yeah, and Tammy has her own Tammyisms. I don't have any Dia-isms.
Bullshit, you don't. You're a bossy little thing. You are.
Okay.
You could actually do that Beyonce Miss Bossy or whatever that shit was that she tried to do and failed miserably at.
That's the word bossy. I would not cancel the word. You don't cancel any words. Tammy's for people who want to know what a Tammyism is, one of her Tammyisms is bougie.
Bougie. Everything's bougie. Things that are not bougie.
and to this day, I'm still buggered if I know what that actually means. But
I actually don't know what the hell it means. I just use it because she does.
Actually, I remember speaking of when we were playing at the end of the night, we went back to we had a little cabin. We had a 2-bedroom cabin, and I forced
me.
Yes, Dia got it, and I forced my Dia to stay in the same bed with me because I was cold.
Duress. Under duress.
Yes, I saw the gun to your head.
And
very libertarian of you, Tammy.
Dean was there for a while. Can I just let everyone know?
There for a while.
That's like who I am.
We were playing Shag, Marry, or Avoid.
Why'd you tell them that?
All of Dean's answers were really good. But the way that the game worked, it was only us asking the same rotation of the same people to Dean.
Dean, it wasn't playing. It was Tammy and I saying, okay, Shag, Marry, kill this person. It was really good. And he obliged to play the game.
Hang on, slow down. Whoa, what did I miss? What was that? It just froze up.
You had to answer, just us asking you questions.
I know, I was basically interrogated, which is, girl power.
We said everyone in the sort of alt-right, libertarian, conservative community.
It was pretty funny.
Pretty much everybody. So any of you guys that are watching, I've thought about sleeping with you all, killing you all, and possibly marrying you all. How lucky are you? And that includes the lads as well. Don't worry, the girls didn't hold back.
All men.
They went all in. But as a sexist, misogynist, homophobe.
Although Dean said he would marry me. He said, marry me.
He did say he'd marry you over 2 other women, which we won't name.
We won't mention them, but I'm clearly that one, so thank you.
No, I think we should. It was Sarah Hanson-Young and
And which one? Who was the second one you said?
Tough competition.
I said Sarah Hanson-Young.
And Penny Wong.
I said Penny Wong. Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty. Sarah Hanson Young, you know what? I'd almost want to do it just out of principle, you know, after the whole line-on thing and whatever.
Yes.
I'd almost just want to do it to, you know, I don't know, videotape it.
Defamation case.
I don't think we should continue this line. This will get us in trouble. Don't say who you're going to kill because there's only one woman left in that 3-person lineup.
Oh yeah.
But if they're going to waste taxpayer dollars on some bullshit like that and take it to court, let me tell you, I'll be quite happy to go and I'll just sit there and go, Your Honour, this is fucking stupid.
Or you're going to end up with the Guardian.
Huh?
You're going to end up with the Guardian. Dean McCrae, owner of the Fire Drum restaurant, says he wants to kill this person in a game.
Yeah. Was playing Call of Duty the other night and possibly murdered some fucking Orientals or something. Like, this is how stupid the planet's currently got. It's ridiculous.
Yes,
you know?
it's become
Like,
so dumb.
I mean, let's be fair. ANZ has the audacity after going through the Banking Royal Commission. So they go through the Banking Royal Commission. We work out, which I've always sort of known anyway, that the banks are corrupt. They're shonky as shit. And then they come out and cast moral aspersions over Maria Folau for supporting her husband.
But she didn't say anything about the gay community at all. She just stood by her husband.
Of course she didn't.
Shared something on her page.
Whoever in the blue hell's in charge at ANZ and these other companies needs to give themselves an uppercut. They're fucking ridiculous.
Are they going to
They're off the chart.
shared or donated? Yeah.
Mate, they're all fucking mental. Does my head right in.
I hope you don't bank with ANZ, dear.
No, I don't. I'm not going to tell who I do because I don't want
don't, because you'll get your shit shut down.
No, I don't. I Westpac and ANZ I've never used. And what's it? Oh yeah, and Qantas, I have used them before. And I know that they're the reason
I don't want to fly with them anymore now.
I know, I fly with Virgin.
Australia because like Australia doesn't have that good variety with planes.
Yeah, no, I usually fly with Virgin.
Why don't we all chip in, girls? We'll buy a plane and start an airline.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Did you
tell me that out and I'll figure out how to fly the fucking thing. You girls will look good at the back serving champagne. We'll hoot up and down the East Coast in a plane. It'll be fun.
Yes. It's like the movie Soul Plane with Snoop Dogg. Did you ever see that?
I did see that. How much fun would that be? That'll be all right.
It'll be all right.
Plane.
Yes.
And yes, that's got to be a Tammyism. We need that on a t-shirt.
Yes, that's so.
I think we'll just do a whole clothing line. It'll be all right.
It'll be all right. And yes.
Don't know how to get them.
And Queen.
We're currently the best threesome in Australia. It's fantastic.
Really good.
Easily the best threesome in Australia.
But relative to the actual original question where you wanted to know how you both went in your speeches.
Yeah, that's true. We went way off. What did you think of
the audience?
The basis of what
the audience was very happy.
Okay, so I'll just give you a rundown of what I said, and then Tammy will quickly give you a rundown of what she said.
Well, we haven't got 25 minutes each.
No.
She don't know how to shut up. You gotta say that out loud.
It'll take me seconds. The rundown of for people who want to know what I spoke about was predominantly that there's nothing wrong with women choosing to be a parent. Yes, get an education, that's fine. But if you can get married young and have children young, there's nothing more valuable than a woman or a marriage can do is complement a male's masculinity and masculinity complement a woman's femininity, and then raise good children, and then you can still pursue your education once the kids are a little bit older, and the femininity isn't a threat. That was the basis of my speech. Tammy's, yours was more statistical, I think, and based more on men's health in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so that's right. So essentially I left off from where Dia started, and
yeah, it was good. It sort of actually worked.
It flowed, and basically I said, I'm happy for whatever you want to choose, and I think Dia said that as well. Essentially, yeah. It's
you guys will see soon.
That's right. It's more so about your liberty, choose your own choice. Make your own choices. No one's discounting that. I did mention that feminism does have a place in the world, and it belongs in places like Saudi Arabia where women are actually oppressed. And I spoke about what third and fourth wave feminism is in the West, and why rejecting that doesn't mean being anti-women. and I stipulated that neither of us are anti-women. We are egalitarian. We believe in equality of the sexes. We might have different views necessarily about, I'm less opinionated about what constitutes feminine happiness.
Sure.
Maybe what Dia might hold true.
I had stats actually for that, but you guys will see. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Feminine happiness is hanging out with me on these things.
Well, obviously,
What are you talking about?
It really works as if we play Sex, Marry, Kill.
Oh, as if that wasn't the highlight of your week.
It was pretty good. It was pretty fun.
And then I left off with a few couple of one-liners about crazy feminine feminist activities, but I did mention that I think it's really important that we have an open space to be able to debate these topics, and that without having these sorts of events, that essentially we're letting the left win. They're silencing us, and that's where the morally deplorable hide, in that virtue signaling. Virtue signaling's the
fake morals
you are at the moment. Yeah.
It's like they fake that they're higher and more virtuous than us, when in actuality they're fucked up in the head. Sorry, I very rarely do I swear. Very rarely do I swear, but they're pissing me off lately. So yeah, I think they're fucked up in the head.
Yes. Well, we swear like sailors. We're just like sailors today. So.
I'm going to buy you both a pair of little hats and shit, yeah?
I love it.
Are you going to CPAC, Dean?
I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
We're libertarians. You know that we're not organised. You know.
I'm I am more organised than all of you. I am the one needing confirmation. Hey guys, is the live stream happening tonight? And I don't get responses. I get very anxious.
I know. I've been working with you for a couple of months now. Let me tell you, your hard work.
I am what?
Yes.
I'm organized. I'm organized.
You are organised. We don't.
Mind you, Tammy, you upset a few of the lads at work the other day. They found your Instagram. They were obviously what I've been up to. They're going through your Instagram and they're going, "My goodness!" And I went, "Hey, just calm down, lad. Get back to work."
All about the G-string.
Let me tell you something about chefs and hospitality workers. They still, thank Christ, aren't PC and they don't give a fuck. How the fuck about that? It's very sexist, very sexist and misogynist of them, and I loved every minute of it. It was highly entertaining.
Hilarious. I'm not going to go to CPAC if you two aren't going. I'm not going to buy my ticket until
have to work it out. Dean, let's get organised.
Yes, it's a waste of money for me. I need to know. Obviously, I want to see Nigel. Well, I want to see Nigel Farage, but like I want to go if you.
Yeah, Nigel Farage is brilliant. I do like Nigel Farage.
Yeah, so I'll only go if you guys are going. Otherwise, I'm not going to go. And then Tammy and I can stay in the same bed and then make another vlog and upset people.
Goodness me, all this lesbian activity, that sounds awfully, that sounds like lesbian activity, which sounds like feminist activity, which, hang on, now you've been hypocrites. You guys have got to sort it out. You can't do that.
And then we can play another round of Sex, Marry, and Kill, and this time we can like record it and do it as a video for one of our YouTube channels.
No,
we can't do that.
We can do that. That'll be all right.
That's an upcoming video already.
Well, all bullshit aside, I mean, people take this stuff far too seriously. I mean, it's important. Clearly, it's important, but if you can't have a laugh while you're doing it, you're missing the whole fucking.
The left doesn't know how to laugh. They laugh when we suffer, when they've cancelled us, when they've silenced us completely, and then one day they're gonna wake up and be like, "Oh no, we're bored." No shit, you got rid of the most entertaining people.
That's funny. That's right.
I'm still waiting for somebody to agree from a really left wing perspective to actually come and have a sit down and have a discussion. But they're always so. But now, Dee, you've got a lot of heat because a lot of your guests have been right wing people.
Yeah, they're classified by the left to be far right.
Well, I mean, I'd consider some of them right wing. The alt-right fucking thing, I think, is a bit of an overcook. But I mean, what was that? What are you cooking?
Sorry, that was just Will Joseph.
Oh my god, he's in the chat. Talk to him from the chat. He's in the chat.
Is he?
Yeah, is he?
Oh, he goes, I'm watching.
Is he watching?
He's watching us.
Hey, Will, there you go, mate.
Daddy Liberty.
Our calls Will. I like Will.
We love Will. He's our favourite. I've been so busy, I haven't been talking
I
to him.
think Will Joseph gets far too much attention from us. He has to learn. He has to learn to get just a hello and then move back to the subject.
He's cute. I love how he talks.
Will Joseph
Listen,
is very cute.
you two girls just got to realise you're building little fan clubs. They're going to like you. It's going to happen.
Oh,
You know.
he's my little offsider, Will. We plot and we plan and we do things together.
Oh, for sure.
But what would
Will's
you
bad. Will's a bad man. Let's be fair. Is it the Young Libertarian of the Year or Libertarian of the Year or what do you got?
activist?
Yes, he won the award.
For the something about an activist.
Activist of the Year, not Young Activist of the Year. He just got flat out Activist of the Year, I
Is
think.
that what it was?
Can you correct us in the comments, Will, if I'm wrong? But I think it was just Activist of the Year, which is the better one. I think. No offense to the Young Activist of the Year.
Yeah. Dave just offended somebody again, Tammy. Everywhere we go. We can only take you somewhere twice. Once to offend them, second time to apologise. Bloody hell.
I just had a debate with a friend of mine who's left wing. She might debate with me on that, but I think she's left wing. And we were arguing about, should everybody get a prize? I don't think everyone should get a prize.
No, fuck off. No prizes for everyone. If you're shit, you don't get a prize.
That's right.
Like, what a load of absolute delusional rubbish. That's not how the world works. I don't care what crap you come out with. No, fucking not everybody gets a prize. Not everybody gets a Happy Meal. Fucking go away.
Yes, and Will Joseph goes to every single event ever. So that's why he got the best one, the Activist of the Year. So.
Yeah, he works his ass off. It's fantastic.
He does, yes, that's right.
Oh wait, so Will Joseph got an award based on the fact that he just shows up everywhere, but that's not really working towards anything. It's not like,
I mean,
he does a lot
he's
more.
got a sign saying protect women, no more abortions, or protect babies. If he's just showing up at events.
I don't know
More than that.
Oh, well,
I don't know exactly what Will does. He's down there in bloody Mexico with you. I mean, Victoria. That's going to offend somebody.
No, he's a kind person. He was a very kind person.
He's a top fella. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what he gets up to down there in Melbourne, but all you lot are all mad down there, I'm sure.
No, it's unfortunate.
Actually, one thing that's really important that I think he does, and we spoke about it in the Q&A part, that our Q&A went a bit wild on the night, was actually being a libertarian in the Liberal Party and how hard that is. I, for one, have some experience with that.
Yes, you do.
Yes, and I think that's something that he does, and it's something that I think is commendable because it's easy to be a libertarian within a libertarian party, but within a party that's a broad church, generally a status party that is able to work, to fight and try and work really hard from within the top ranks. I think that's really good, and at such a young age, at 23, that's excellent.
Well, I showed up at a libertarian, at a liberal event, and it was very, very hard.
I can't believe you made the Victorian Liberal Party cry. That's fucking retarded.
I'm a woman with a lot of power.
Oh, yes, you have what was it? It was like senior figures of the Liberal
far-right incursions. I'm a plant. Yeah, but that's what you were saying before, Dean, that you think that some of the people I've had on my channel are far-right.
No, look, obviously, look, there are a couple of characters you've had on there, and we've discussed them before.
I know.
And I don't care. I don't know either of them particularly, or the two particularly. Fraser Anning, obviously with the public profile he's got, and some of the stuff, I reckon if you were to go through 90% of the stuff he's come out with, I'd go probably 30, 40% of it. I'd go, well, fuck, that's fair enough. Some of it you go, that's a bit, yeah, man, come on, really. And then some of it you go, fuck, sort it out, dude. You're off your head. But some of the others also. But what I noticed with, and obviously I saw how you've built your following. You've built your little online following because they're the people that are actually willing to at least discuss their ideas publicly with somebody who isn't fucking Alan Jones or Lee Sales or any of those guys. They're happy enough to go, oh, cool, I'll discuss my ideas with a young lady who's got a YouTube channel. They make themselves somewhat accessible for discussion.
They are accepting. It's very nice of them to give me their time, despite the fact that I've distanced myself from some of them now. I'm not going to lie and say that they're really evil people, because they're not. They were very generous with their time with me. They were willing to have conversations with me. They're not as bad as people think. It's just that I don't want to keep hitting a brick wall every time I'm with one of them, and I don't like hitting that brick wall, so I've stepped away. But I don't think that person is a bad person. But I'm glad I found people like you and Tammy who are the same, in that you're generous with your time. When I get it.
Look, listen, you expect a lot of time. Your hard work.
I know. She's stage 5 clinger. I love it. But I'm such a, like, I disappear, like.
Yeah. No, honestly, today Tammy got like 75 texts from me, and literally just needed one text to say yes, it's all good.
That's when I came here. I was like, yes.
Yes.
That's bullshit. What it was yes. Yes. I've never seen so many A's and S's in my life.
But just back to complimenting you guys. It's good to find libertarians. It's good to find people who are right wing, like what's her name? I had her on yesterday. Oh, Jacinta Price. It's good. Yeah, so I forgot her name for a second. It's good to find people who are true advocates of freedom of speech and don't run scared when they find out that, oh, Dia had one bad article, so we can't be associated with her anymore. That's why I like Will Joseph. That's why I like you two. That's why I like the people who have stuck around.
In saying that,
not a bad person. Yeah,
but you've got to also be aware, though, that some of the things that you've been associated with and some of the mud that's been slung will stick. And
obviously.
And
I
mean, not all the time. But some of it will, and that's what's happened to you. And you know how I stand on it. I don't actually think you're that right wing. I think you're fairly. I actually think you're just a libertarian, waiting to figure it out. But
it's a journey. Libertarianism is a journey. You're on your journey.
Of course.
Do you agree with Dean? Am I libertarian to be? Because I'm pretty happy with my label of Christian conservative. Moderate.
Well, I don't buy too much into labels. I just look at it and I go, at the end of the day,
yes,
when you get to a point in your life that you go, you know what, I'm not qualified enough, smart enough, important enough to tell other people how they should or should not live, versus I'm arrogant enough to decry young ladies for talking about their views on feminism, or I'm arrogant enough to say X, Y, and Z is true forever. X, Y, and Z. Humans are fucking arrogant. Even the really dumb humans are fucking arrogant. And now I'm an arrogant chef. I'm always joking about being an arrogant chef. But you've got to be able to look at things and go, what makes me? And I did it during the elections and stuff when I did a few debates and things. And I'm looking at the other people on the panel, and I did it with as much respect as I could muster. What the fuck makes you think you're qualified or better than everybody else that you can tell them how to live? And that's the bottom line with libertarianism is, I don't want to tell you how to live. What do I promise you if I'm elected? Well, I promise to leave you the fuck alone to make your own decisions and make your own mistakes. And at the end of it, you're the one who's going to live with it and look in the mirror and go, I'm happy with it.
Yep.
The brush. Yeah, of course. And nobody's good enough. There's not one person in Parliament at the moment who is qualified to run Tammy Candy's life better than Tammy Candy or Dear Beltran's or the Freedom Chefs. Now, there are people there, no doubt, you can learn from. And there are people, no doubt, there who are fucking really, really good in certain areas and they're really, really intelligent or blah, 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 blah. But they can't run your life better than you can. And if your self-confidence is so low that you're looking for somebody to tell you how you should or could or would live because they fucking know better than you, one, you need to work on your self-esteem. And two, and two, you need to kind of go, hang on a minute, like as a few people through you, and what are your academic qualifications to tell me how to be a better dean than I am? Like, it's all bullshit. It's a human arrogance. Now, you got tarred with a brush, and I sort of saw it, and I wasn't real happy to stand for it, which is why I sort of was quite happy to say, come on, we'll take you to Freedom. Come on, we'll do it. Hey?
You adopted me.
I adopted you, yes. Fuck, how lucky are you? God, you're probably regretting it every day since. But, you know, I don't like seeing you were shoved into a box. And you scared the fucking Liberal Party. The Australian Party that's currently in power in this country is scared of you. That's fucking retarded.
And some of the people that said they'd come on my channel are not coming on my channel anymore, simply by virtue of the fact that they happen to be Liberals. Isn't that insane?
It's a ridiculous amount of fear.
I'm scary. Ooh, boogeyman dear.
It's fear. And you look at what's going on with Israel Folau this week, and and I don't necessarily, obviously you do agree with most of whatever he's come out with. And I've got a family member who was dead set against it. She's in a same-sex relationship. She's great. I love her to bits. But we had a heated debate because we can debate as adults. It's fantastic.
Isn't it
but
you know that?
no, yeah, I know who knew. But she was dead set against it, and we had the hate speech discussion. But the minute GoFundMe deplatformed his page, his numbers doubled.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it wasn't so much just about the religious stance. All of a sudden, all the people in Australia who are fucking tired of being dominated, dictated to, told what to do by people who are not qualified to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they all went, bullshit. I don't even agree with the guy, but I'm going to throw money at it because, you know what? Fuck these people that spend all their time telling us what to do with no qualifications, no reason, no acceptable way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. And then the ANZ Bank chimes in on his wife.
It's ridiculous. And the funny thing is, every time the left thinks they are doing something really smart, they end up screwing themselves because then
majority.
Yeah, we then succeed even more. Oh, ANZ's going to do this and GoFundMe is going to do that. Fine. ACL comes in and boom, now all of a sudden he's got $2 million and he's going to be able to take down. This will be a landmark case for Christianity and for freedom of speech and freedom of expression and freedom of religion. This will be a landmark case for this country. This will be one of those events where it's like Roe versus Wade or something like that. Yeah.
And is it somewhat misogynist for ANZ Bank to say to her employer that it's unacceptable for her to toe that line and she really should toe their line because, well, you're a woman, you need to do what you're told? Is that sexist?
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be.
And the thing is as well, these sorts of cases are happening all the time. It's just a good thing that one good thing about what's happening with Izzy is that basically these issues are coming to light. It's becoming mainstream. People are now, whether it changes legally for us or whether as a society we this will come out of this with a greater outcome for freedom of speech. Time will tell. However, this has been happening for a while. Christians have been persecuted against for quite some time. There's definitely Christianity has a PR problem. They've had a PR problem for the last 40 years, but that's not to their fault necessarily. But it's the fact that people are sick of the virtue signaling, and people are rejecting that. Most of society doesn't necessarily resonate with the message that he said, and exactly what Dean said before. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
they don't have to. And a lot of people, from what I've seen, a lot of people who have actually donated that I actually know are the pro-gay marriage people.
Oh, aren't they good? So they're doing it as that's nice.
Yeah, freedom of speech. I've seen a lot of those people come on board and actually supporting it. So,
well, it's the irony of the whole shooting match is it's not actually about. Now, most of us actually qualify on that list that he put up.
Yeah, I've been drunk. I'm a drunkard. I'm a liar. You're probably both.
I've seen you drunk. It's a disgrace, young lady.
You're a fornicator. You're an adulterer.
There's all the fun.
Yes.
But you look at the whole list. That's 80% of the fucking population. Probably, let's be fair. It's 98.9% of the population because there are very few that don't tick one of those boxes. And that's the whole point. The gist of the Bible. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, I scream atheist, and me and Dia debated all the time about my lack of faith. But I don't critique people for having a different viewpoint. If you get strength from something, go for it all day long.
I just don't want you to go to hell, Dean.
Yeah.
Sorry?
We want you to at least be a 70% good Christian like me.
I got no chance. Right? It wouldn't matter if I walk through hell. The devil's going to shit bricks and be upset. I walk through heaven. He's going to shit bricks and be upset. Either or, they're going to be upset. Right? Somebody's going to be annoyed. It's just how it is. I can live with that.
Of the three of us, like, I would say that, like, I'm most likely to go to heaven, not because I'm a better human. I'm not, just because I'm more faithful. Tammy's second, because she has some understanding of Christ. And you're probably going to end up in hell, Dean.
Look, I'm thinking about making an investment in both, so at least I've got, we'll see how it plays out.
Oh my God. I think I'm going to be a ghost. I'll probably be a ghost somewhere.
Well, someone. You'll probably haunt Will Joseph.
I mean, poor old Will. Is he still watching?
Will Joseph.
I think he's still watching. Hang on. 24 viewers. That's not too bad, actually, considering today was not as publicized as yesterday's one, which is a little.
Well, we didn't. You publicised it a bit this afternoon.
Yeah, a little. That's true.
I just want to know now. I've got to be a sexist. There's no cleavage in these pirate shirts. We're going to have to redesign them.
Actually, someone
I need to design it.
That wasn't the French look because we're both wearing stripes. Yeah. Tammy and I have a telekinetic connection. We just love stripes.
It's nice.
It's bougie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what we should do is talk about the fact that Tammy and I, for anyone who wants to know, will be doing our next. What are we doing? We're doing our next discussion or talk.
Yeah.
Also, it's also going to be sponsored by Bold Action Performance, I believe. Yeah. And it's in Canberra this time, but we haven't set anything up. It's just sort of, we're just talking.
We're going to set that up very soon.
We're going to set that up.
Yes, Liberty on the Rocks coming up, and then after that will be
so we're doing one in Canberra, and I think the discussion will be revolving around transgenderism, but we're still not sure.
Yes, we have.
Well, I mean, don't forget the follow-on event from you guys relative to Bold Action Entertainment / Performance is going to be. Ironically, and I saw a bit of crap online today. What a fucking shock, crap online. But the individual was actually at your event to see how I managed it, to see if she was willing to participate in any further stuff with us all.
Oh yes.
Which shock, horror. Oh, hang on, they do this respectfully and with manners. I'd love to participate was the general gist of the feedback. So we actually have a transgendered lady coming on board to do a bit of a talk.
Very conservative, very regal.
She's very regal. I love her. She's beautiful.
And no doubt, I don't know, I'll be called a Nazi for having an Asian friend.
You already have been called a Nazi.
Isn't the planet on its head? This is how stupid the planet's got. Now, somebody called out today, oh, well, it just looks like you're just covering up for the fact that you previously had this. Listen, I couldn't give a flying rat's fat crack about any of that. There is a whole list of people that we'd love to share ideas with. Yeah. I made a video about before you girls ever came on looking for left-wing leaning people that would like to come and do something similar. Funnily enough, they're far less likely to agree to come on board, which is why they don't fucking come on board. It's nothing to do with my not offering. But we are trying to do a bit of we are developing a speakers series and sharing ideas. And
good.
So Dana's going to be on. We haven't set the date yet. We haven't even set the location.
And you need another. Oh, you're not doing it at the Fire Drum again? I thought you were doing.
Well, possibly be at the Fire Drum. We're trying to work out the dates and the details and all the exciting stuff. Dana's actually asked for some sort of a Christian conservative to come on and discuss those transgender issues with her. She did suggest she suggested a couple of people.
I know I was one of them, but it's probably not a good idea that I keep showing up to these events because
I know it's like getting rid of herpes. It's hard work. Yeah.
But doesn't that stay with you forever?
That's what he wants. That's what he wants from me, baby.
No,
Be around forever.
listen,
Number
I love
one
all.
wife,
I love.
number two.
I love all my wives. You're all fucking A grade.
Thank you.
But the you know, Dana's her name's Dana Pham. She's an Asian transgendered woman.
Yes.
And she's a fucking rock star. She's also conservative, but she has some principles. She has some policies, and she's looking to have a bit of a discussion, not a debate, because debate implies confrontation.
It does.
A discussion
And that there
implies
has to be a winner.
Yeah.
discussion implies sharing ideas. So we're going to find a Christian conservative. She's given me a list. I won't call them out yet because I haven't had any of them confirm. I know one or two of them I've interacted with before, but it'd be great to get them on and just have a bit of a powwow and see how we can do it and build a platform for idea sharing.
Sounds good. Well, I can't wait to hear that. I'll definitely promote it on my page. I'm sure Tammy will also promote it on hers, and we'll help you guys get the word out about your coming event there again. But Tammy and I were talking about also us taking our act on the road, and that the next place we're going to is Canberra, and then we'll go to Victoria. Yeah, but we're thinking Bendigo in Victoria. Yeah. You're
very brave going to Victoria. That place is mental.
Well, you're going to come down too. You're the moderator.
I love that. I've been to Victoria. I've been to Melbourne twice in my life, and both times fucking mental. You lot of mad down there. Just saying.
I know, you're not wrong. That's why I'm trying to.
I went down for Sydney's March for Men, where we met but didn't meet, and I went down for the LDP Liberal Democrats National Conference this year, where you were very upset because I didn't tell you I was there, though I didn't really plan on sticking around.
I was crying about it for days.
I can imagine. I can totally understand that. If I don't get to hang out with me, I get upset.
Exactly.
No. People. You guys asked me the other week, which one I like better, and it's like, listen, I fall in love every time I walk past a mirror. With a mug like this, who could? I can't choose.
Tammy's got everything. She's got blonde hair, blue eyes, big boobs. She's extremely intelligent, high IQ, and then there's me.
Listen,
brunette,
and all that stuff's really cool. But where Tammy won some points was she made me a coffee the other night, and she did it with a smile, and that was the most romantic thing I've seen all week. Big boobs, schmoobs, make me a coffee.
Whereas I was
more lefty heads just exploded.
I was like shivering in the corner wearing like a jumper while you were like walking around with your cute little
sundress. Like
any wonder he prefers you.
A sundress at 3 a.m. The other one's wearing pajamas, all cuddled up. Look, they're opposites, but they're cute as shit, and they're both genuine with good morals, good presentation, and their principles, which we started this little show out of.
I actually question Tammy's morals, but I still agree with everything.
I heard that.
I've got no problem with Tammy's morals. She's
I know you have no problem with Tammy's morals.
This Tammy is why Dee is not yet a libertarian, you see.
Anything goes with Tammy.
Actually, Tammy owes me a podcast. That's what Tammy owes me.
Tammy told me she's still half a virgin.
Half a virgin. Goodness.
I meant to tell anyone.
I was joking. I just made that up. That was meant to be funny.
Hang on, you and me are married virginal. Fucking goodness, it's terrifying. Have I consummated these marriages or not? I can't remember.
I can guarantee that on my end you have not.
What's that?
On my end you have not.
Really? Hang on, that video Tammy took the other night. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Now we're rattling everybody's cages.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
The trolls are doing this.
Guardian.
I can see it. Look, the trolls, the Guardian. They're all fun. Oh look, story. What do I do?
They'll be like,
they look like that fucking guy out of that horror movie. Retards.
Far right liberal party ruiner Dia, neo-Nazi and former liberal staffer, and the day before she had alt-right
girl.
Enterprise. Yeah.
Fuck me, unbelievable. I mean, and look, the stupid part is there are some really A-grade top-line people in both the Liberal Party and the Labor Party.
I love some of the people in the Liberal Party. I genuinely do.
Some of the people I've met have been brilliant, you know, like, but you look at it and you go, really? The problem is they're towing a machine line.
Yes.
They're part of the machine and they have to toe the line, and it kills their spirit. You can see it. And there's a reason that in this country right now nobody's. Let's be fair. I mean, Scott Morrison got in not because he was the greatest leader Australia's ever seen. I don't know too many people that watched ScoMo and went, I feel really inspired by this bloke. He's a leader amongst leader, a man amongst men, or a woman amongst women, because we're all fucking equal and whatever. But nobody looked at him like that. They just went, it's either that or fucking Shorten. That's what it was. I mean,
very scary thought.
It's a terrifying thought. But what worries me is that's the country we're living in, where we're so devoid of leadership, like true leadership. Where we're looking at fucking guys like Shorten. Like Shorten's got a shot. Are you kidding or what? I mean, to your credit, I understand you've got Ricardo Bozzi coming on your channel next week.
Yeah, Ricardo Bozzi's coming on. Did
I know stuff. Yeah, mate, that's what I do. I drink. What was the thing about the midget in Game of Thrones? I drink and I know things. And Ricardo Bozzi is fucking brilliant. He's not as good looking as I am.
No, he's not, but no one is. You're like,
no, that's right.
No,
he hasn't
coming on my channel next Wednesday. I said to him, "Are you sure you want to come on my channel? This is my reputation, so on and so forth." He goes, "Oh, really? I want to come on even more now."
Yeah, he hasn't got two hot wives in little stripy matching jerseys, but he is brilliant. And I tell you, there's only a handful of people in Australia that I've seen show leadership qualities. He is he's one of probably 5.
I'm excited to talk to him, and I sort of get an exclusive having him on, because even though other places have had him on, I'm the first to get him on after the
dissolution of the Australian Conservatives.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. It's good timing that I get Ricardo Bozzi on. Apparently, he is Australia's next Trump. So make it happen, bro. Make it happen.
Is he the guy who looks like Magnum PI?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, he looks
a little bit.
I pulled out his card and you said, "Oh, I know that. I have seen that card before."
And I had that card.
Yeah.
He's one of the few people in modern Australian politics that you look at and go, he has leadership qualities, not just any fucking idiot can have politician qualities. Who are you? And I've got an old mate who used to say to me all the time, "Would you follow him over the wall at Gallipoli?" And 9 times out of 10, I look at these muppets and I go, I wouldn't follow him down to the corner shop for a kebab, let alone a fucking over a wall at Gallipoli. You know what I mean? Ricardo Bozzi, from what I've seen, if we were in that situation, I reckon he'd convince you to go over the wall without too many problems at all. And there's only a handful of them. So well done getting him on your channel. He's a coup if ever there was a coup. He's a quality guy. It's just a shame he's not more libertarian.
My hope is that he manages to sort of become the next major Australian Conservative Party and sort of put the Liberals behind and become the forerunner. So that's Labor versus whatever's next.
No, that'll be LDP when I'm done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did I just say that out loud? That was like that was almost a declaration.
Yes, I'll be there with you.
Tammy can be the campaign manager.
Yes.
You know, I'll do something. I don't know.
You'll do something. You bring me tea and coffee. What is wrong with you girls? No, you girls forget all the important jobs now.
I can be a spiritual advisor.
Spiritual.
I don't know. I'm just making.
I need all the advice in that area I can get.
Yes, you could.
I
was giving you advice last night.
Hey?
I was saying last night you should see that someone in particular.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Camera.
Well, that will all sort out at some point, no doubt.
I hope so. All right, guys, I think we're going to have to wrap it up. It's 15 minutes past the hour that we were supposed to do. Stay tuned for my channel this Friday, Saturday. I have a video coming out. And then stay tuned for Tammy's radio interview. I'm sure she'll release that soon. And stay tuned for her channel. The next 2 weeks, it'll be up and running. and the speech will be up soon as well. And Dean, do you want to plug anything? Anything you need to plug?
Well, I want to plug anything. I'm the best ever. Oh, no, I didn't. Did I say that? I won't plug any hospitality businesses I'm involved in because we'll get firebombed or something from these fucking maniacs.
Keep that quiet.
The other side is the silent majority. If you want to go for a good feed workout where I'm involved with and support it, would be lovely. Support Dia. Check out Ricardo Bosey this week because I'd love to see that guy get some traction.
Yeah.
Tammy's going to do her channel. I'm going to do a podcast with Tammy. I don't know when I get 10 minutes to sit down and I don't know, work it all day.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, we did start one, and then the stupid some lunatic rang up in the middle and cut out and whatever. It'll be all right.
What you need to do next time when you do this is do it on airplane mode so that when it doesn't cut off. So if you do it on airplane.
Well, you're my media advisor. I barely know how to drive.
I'm just trying to help.
Right? Me, happy to be a libertarian Neanderthal.
Yeah.
It's your job to teach me how to do that stuff. But anyway, we'll give it a good crack and we'll have a good time at it. As always, girls, it's always good fun.
Yes. Yeah. So guys, follow Tammy's channel and YouTube. It's in the description box below. And follow the Freedom Chef link also in the description box below. Is there anything you want to say, Tammy?
Yeah, it's good to chat with you guys and to see you again. Thanks for having me.
We love you.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a whole theme of a whole range of clothing coming with yes, and all right, and fucking sexist feminists. And, we'll come up with a whole bunch. We're going to make you some isms. It'll be all right. All right.
We'll have to think of some for you.
By the way, Tammy, I was looking. You went from 4 to 22. Now you're on 33 subs.
Oh, really? Oh, yay.
How good is that? You'll be on my
content yet, but love it. You'll see me
10,000 before you know it. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Okay, stop broadcast. Stopping.